I just want to rip the handles off of that thing. But I'm just gonna put the good mojo out into the air and say that we're gonna be on. For me to make the mixture myself. All right, folks, welcome back to another, well, I can't say Friday upload because I'm going to post this one on Saturday as well. I know I've been hammering in the Friday upload, but last weekend I accidentally posted on Saturday, and the video performed a lot better than the other one. So I think we're going to do Saturday uploads now. Saturday morning, people can get up. I'm trying to work it into people's schedule here. Get up. Have your little morning cup of coffee. Maybe I post at about 10 a.m. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. My initial plan for this video was to do a recovery day guide kind of thing. But my rest day blew by and I had a lot of other things going on. So now we're kind of back to the same thing. But we've got a lot of new stuff going on this week, so it just gives me more things to talk about as far as Ivy, as far as training goes, as far as more races. Yeah, also, what do we think about this side angle? I'm trying to work with like the 3/4 view because for some reason that direct head-on look was a little bit too aggressive for me. So we're stepping back a little bit. Look, we got the God, dude, we got the Natty Champ jersey in the back. My TV, my bed right here, my computer right here as if I'm working. Anyway, just recently came across this like 3-day hybrid event. And I have no idea what it is. I think it's one of those things where they kind of give you a rough idea of what it might be and then see how you do when you roll up there. So who knows? That's in West Virginia. Maybe we throw that bad boy on there too. I haven't been posting much running content, unfortunately, just because in the gym it's easy for me to film because I'm kind of just moving around in the same area and I just set up the camera and start filming. But when I'm out, obviously on the track and whatnot, I kind of need somebody to film me. So unless I'm running on the treadmill, I can't really film running stuff. So if I say like, hey, we're going for a run, and then it just jumps straight to me post-run. Unfortunately, the only thing that I really have is like holding my phone and doing one of these 1-2s. So I said we've got some new stuff going on with Ivy. Exciting new stuff going on with Ivy. I'm debating if I want to, yeah, you know what? It's not like many people are watching this. We are getting on Amazon. We're going to get on Amazon. We're working on it right now. It's not approved yet. But I'm just going to put the good mojo out into the air and say that we're going to be on Amazon, which would be great because I think a lot of people want their Prime shipping. I get it. I'm in the same boat. I like my Prime shipping too. So we're working on getting on Amazon Prime. New product pictures going up on the website here soon. Trying to get a new product in the line. I'm just realizing one supplement that I really, really want to make that I think would be a game changer. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to put any false hope out there. But I really do think that I have an idea that can be supplement game altering and simplification for a lot of athletes. The problem with that is that, well, we don't really have the money to go and do samples and R&D stuff. So my thought was, okay, you know what? Let me just go on here and order the raw supplements. Not for me to sell it, but for me to make the mixture myself. To which my mom basically said, like, it definitely can't be that easy. And it definitely is not gonna be that easy. But I'm just gonna roll with the punches, you know? Just let the anxiety of it build up and just see if I can make it myself for me. And then I'll just sit here and I can just spend the next X amount of months creating this super supplement that I have in mind, and testing it. Only bad thing is that it's gonna taste atrocious, but that'll be a later on issue. We're simply working on making what I have in mind right now. So I'm just gonna get on, order the raw ingredients of what I'm thinking, and then just start trying to dose it in a bottle perfectly. So we'll see how many attempts it takes. All right, track work done. Brutal. It's a hot day today, a little bit off pace. 2 by mile, 2 by 1200, 4 by 800, 4 by 400. Did the miles at 5:45, 1200s at 5:35, 800s at 5:15, and then did 72s for the 400s, and then finished with a 70. So not bad. It's hot. Just threshold work. But last week talked about how I think beginner and intermediate runners can improve their running. Briefly talked about it. One thing that I've noticed that is not talked about at all is typically when we're talking beginner and intermediate running, your overall effort is going to be limited by the fact that if you don't have previous experience in endurance sports, it's going to be limited more so on the mental side than it is physical. Especially if you're months and months into it. Physically, you might be capable of performing a certain effort, but you don't know what 100% effort feels like, or in this case, if you're talking like a half marathon or a high rocks, whatever it might be, an hour and a half at 95% of your max capacity. Most people haven't experienced that, and that's okay. But, typically it's going to take some experiences typically it's going to be a race where you are just fucked up. You're just beautifully suffering. And from that moment forward, after you really get those experiences, you're going to know truly what 70, 80% feels like, what threshold effort should feel like. Because I see a lot of people out at the track that are doing threshold work threshold work is hard. It should be hard. Not quite race pace, but it's hard. And, these people are doing them they're getting to that point of just barely breathing heavy. And that's what they think that effort feels like. No, it's not. You shouldn't force yourself into this. It'll naturally happen. At some point, your body will allow you to push it. And then you really, like I said, understand what a 60, 70, 80% effort feels like, and then race pace. when it comes to doing mobility work, sometimes I like to work in kind of some yoga and whatnot. I don't know why that's not funny. There's a couple different people that I'll jump between that. Yeah, there's a couple different. When it comes, I'm sorry. Okay. So when it comes to doing mobility work, I typically have like an array of the exact same stretches that I do every single time. And I think that kind of gets you in a rut of avoiding certain mobility stuff that you should be doing, just because a lot of stretches are pretty uncomfortable. For me, that's like shoulder mobility stuff. I'll avoid those at all costs. And now it's biting me in the ass because doing overhead movements like overhead squats and everything are a struggle. So I've been working on that. I've been using this app called Pliability. And I just heard of it through a couple people at the gym that I go to, a couple other athletes that use it. And it's good. Free advertising here for my 50 subscribers. But yeah, typically I'll range between the same few things that are always tight when I'm running. So everything's going kind of to plan. The workouts have been, they've been tough. Haven't been feeling great. Of course, you kind of go through stages, and I think just being here and adjusting to the heat is taking a little bit longer than expected. But regardless, everything is feeling pretty good. We're gonna make another update here shortly on the Instagram regarding the possible new vendors for Ivy products, as well as some in-person stores in Michigan, starting in Michigan. So hopefully those pass through. Hopefully those make it through. And then we can keep spreading Ivy around and keep working on it, keep adding a piece to the puzzle.